Today I want to talk to you guys about something I don't normally talk about online. It's just been on my mind the last couple weeks, honestly. I've been trying to manage my time, distribute it evenly in different avenues, and just not waste time scrolling Twitter because I get caught in the cycle sometimes. But it got me thinking. I used to spend a lot of time playing video games. One game that took up a lot of my time was For Honor. Unfortunately, I have like 100 something days, which equals to like 3,000 hours. But there's a reason for that. Not because it was a good game necessarily. It was fun. It was very nerve-wracking and probably took 10 years away from my life out of stress. But it wasn't because it was bad either. It was just, it's hard for me to get into new games because of my whole eye thing. Having one eye, the eye I do have, it barely works. And no, this isn't going to be me like complaining about that the entire video, but I just want you to put it into perspective for what I'm about to talk about. So, there's a few games that I would go through. It was For Honor, I would go to Call of Duty Zombies, Minecraft, and that was about it. For years. Oh, and my wrestling games. You can throw in like the WWE games, but that's it. It was hard for me to get into the games because you need eyeballs, And then I discovered this community where they go and they look at these games that have certain settings that you can use, right? Some of these settings, it'll read text, it'll make things bigger, it'll tell you the direction you need to go for the waypoint, whatever. And one of the games that did that was The Last of Us. Okay, The Last of Us is on PC. It's on PlayStation. It is a Sony game. I have a PC that can play it, so I bought The Last of Us, and I beat the game. I have not beaten that many games in my life. I beat the DLC, and I have The Last of Us Part 2 pre-ordered. Now, there's other games, like the most recent game I beat was Pentiment, which was fine. A lot of reading, but it had a setting where it would read the text to me. Thank God, because there was so much dialogue. Little issues with some of the puzzles. Would appreciate a skip button or just a way around it. But I got some help and made it through. I beat the game. I got all the achievements, and it was a fun experience. But I can go on about all these other games. Like, there's some games I want to try, like Assassin's Creed Shadows, that has some features. There's Mortal Kombat, which somehow there's Forza. People like me and people who have like worse vision than me, who can't see anything, can play a racing game. I thought that would have been the last type of game that would have happened. But again, this is all leading to my main topic. A couple months ago, Sony did one of their state of plays, which, if you don't know, it's basically their little showcase of all their upcoming games. And one of the games they showed off was The Last of Us Part 2. They might be wondering, that game came out 5 years ago. Why are they showing it off? Well, it was remastered, and it came out a year or two ago on PS5. That remaster is coming out on PC this week. By the time you're watching this, it's already out. And I'm grateful for that. It pissed off a lot of people because why does Sony keep re-releasing their games? But for someone in my position that I just told you about, like Naughty Dog, the developers of Last of Us, goes back in. Not only do they do the graphic stuff, but they've added in all these little features that help me in my situation, right? So like, there's settings. I've beaten The Last of Us. There's settings where it'll tell you the direction you need to go. It'll show you where items are that you need to pick up, where the doors are. It has like all these audio cues. It's great. It's really fun. It's done really well. And I really, really hope more games do this. I know Sony has other games. I think Spider-Man does it. Spider-Man 2, God of War, Ragnarok. Sony's really good about it. Not every game does it. Xbox has some games. Like I said, Forza. Halo's got some stuff, but they need to work on it a little bit. As Dusk Falls was a really good game I played. But if there are these older games, and if a company wants to take them and add these extra settings to where new people can play them, like, it's not just people who weren't around from the original time. Like, yeah, I was around when Last of Us 2 came out. Like, I was keeping up with the news, I heard all the reactions about the story and all that. Like, I know what happens. I want to play it. I'm finally gonna get to play it. Because the developers went back in. I don't know if the original Last of Us 2 had the settings or not, but the remake did. And it's finally coming to PC. So they went back in and they added these settings so I can play them now. So for me, it's like coming out for the first time. And I guarantee you there's other people like that. Sure, it's not like the biggest community or whatever, but it exists. And that's what matters, right? So yeah, you can make the argument that it's taking away resources for all these other games. But I've been around video games my whole life. My first game was Mario Bros. 3. As much as I suck at video games, I love the stories. Video games are some of the most creative ways to tell a story. Whether it's the visual novel, or if it's like Demon Souls, or if it's like anything like that. Like, there's so many avenues you can take. Like, psychological horror games are some of my favorite genres. I've never played one. I think it's a really cool concept. I've never been able to play one. I want to, and hopefully one day I can. We'll see. We'll see. Like, imagine a psychological horror game that gives you all these options, and then they just take it away. Like, imagine that you're like running from something, and it's like guiding you where to go, and then they just take it away. You're fucked. And they give it back to you after you die a couple times, just for the funnies. You telling me that's not a good idea? I just wanted to make this video for people who, I know that like a lot of people aren't going to be happy with it, but I wanted to make this video for the people who are open-minded, right? Who are open-minded to a discussion and a reason to why these companies might be doing this. Not that I know the whole reason, but there are some positives to it. And there was another game that Sony showed at the State of Play, which is the one that really caused the controversy. Days Gone. Now, Days Gone, I think, was released in 2018 or 2019, and it's getting remastered. And sure, we haven't made the most graphical jumps recently, right? There's only so far you can go. But again, there is a chance that they could be adding these features. Sony has a track record at this point. So my confidence is a little bit higher that I might be able to play this game. So maybe Days Gone Remastered will come to PC, and maybe I can play it. Maybe that's another game I can add to the list. I hope so. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys not fond of Sony constantly remastering games and re-releasing them everywhere? And just have a discussion in the comments. It's going to be some hot topics. It's very controversial for some reason, but I'd like to hear you guys out if you guys heard me out. So leave a comment, like, sub to all the YouTube stuff. This is a little bit of a teaser. A little bit of a teaser and some content I might be doing. But anyway, yeah, do all the YouTube stuff, like, sub, and I'll see you in the next video. Keep an eye out. Soon.